Everybody wants to know what I think of Saw 6. I've been getting messages on MySpace, Twitter, and YouTube asking me if I saw the film. Well, I finally did see the movie, and here's my thoughts on it. This video will contain some spoilers though, so just a warning. I'm kinda busy at the moment, so I'm gonna try to keep this brief. The biggest character introduced in this film was William Easton, played by Peter Outerbridge. I liked this character and was pretty disappointed when he was killed off, as I believe he had potential. He denied John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, medical insurance due to Kramer having cancer, and the likelihood of him living a long life was highly unlikely. For this, William is placed into a long trap similar to what Rick and Jeff had endured in Saw 3 and 4. So yeah, that aspect is old and tiring, as you've seen it in 2 of the Saw films so far. This one was different though. It wasn't the backbone of the film, and that the movie didn't rely on William's test. Instead, his test almost felt like an afterthought at times due to there being plenty of stuff going on aside from his test. I thought one of the coolest elements in the movie was Hoffman fearing that his allegiance with Jigsaw would be revealed, and when Perez and Erickson told him they were unscrambling the tape left with Seth Baxter, even I got a bit uneasy because I was also wondering what would happen if the secret was indeed spilled. Well, after the tape is unscrambled, you can hear Hoffman's voice as clear as day. Hoffman murders the people in the room and then sets the evidence on fire. Pretty nifty, Hoffman. Now, you're all probably wondering what my favorite trap from the film was. To be honest, I'm not sure, because I honestly wasn't really a big fan of any of them. None of them really made me say, holy shit, like the previous traps in the movies did. They were much more elaborate and complicated though, but that can be seen as a bad thing as well as a good thing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you want to keep your traps interesting and innovative, yeah, sure. But at the same time, I think they should be kept fairly simple and nothing too complicated. But hey, I'm not a Saw writer, so whatever. Overall, the film was actually surprisingly enjoyable. It felt like Saw 5, which is a good thing, since Saw 5 was pretty good. It did still have the one person going through one big long trap while other shit was going on, but this time it just didn't feel as tiring as it did in Saw 3 and 4. This movie was pretty interesting. I've got to say though that Tara and Brent, who were the wife and son of the guy who was denied insurance in the beginning of the movie, were pretty bad at their roles, especially Brent. He wasn't convincing at the least, and his lines felt very forced. So what do I give Saw 6? I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty enjoyable, and I was a fan of William Easton, whom I wish could have lived for at least one more film. I was also loving all the flashback scenes that further explain unanswered questions from the series. I still want to know what happened to Gordon though. I know he probably died, but I want to know for sure what happened to him. It sucks that they're not telling us. So, yeah, that's what I thought of Saw 6. Thanks, guys.